welcome everyone. Hope you guys are staying safe and taking logical precautions to be safe. And I hope you guys are doing well or okay financially. If you're not, my thoughts and prayers go out to you. This should all turn around. We just got to pull together and make it happen. Hopefully everybody will get their act together. So with that being said, during the midst of all this, I had through no fault of my own, an accident, or an incident rather, where a vehicle in front of me flung up some road debris and it hit my car and took out the lower grille and ripped up the bumper and jacked up the splitter and all this stuff. So I'm going to show you the steps that I took to get it from what you see now to a repaired bumper to a final assembled product, which is back the way it was. Now, with this case, I get a chance to upgrade the chin spoiler, which I kind of wanted to do anyway. So step one is to kind of figure out what's the cost going to be for all this versus taking it to the body shop. Well, I just don't think you're going to get a body shop to work on anything right now. You might even have a hard time finding a body shop open, let alone one that's going to get your car back to you in under 4 days. I did this project, probably I have 3 days of total work. The rest of it was just waiting on paint and parts. So anyway, I ordered a chin spoiler from, I think it was American Muscle. And then I had a factory lower grille from CJ Pony Parts. And those two combined were about $340. And then about $60 worth of paint products. I used Automotive Touch-Up for the paint products. I already had adhesion promoter and high fill sandable primer that I used on previous projects. So I had that. I didn't have to worry about that. And I'm only doing a small section, which is just the lower part of the bumper there where it's painted. And that's the only part that really got jacked up. And then I used a Bondo product for epoxying bumper repair type stuff. You find that at your O'Reilly's. And then some JB Weld fast set glue. There were some tabs that were kind of sheared off and kind of just floating there, so I had to reattach them inside the lower grille opening where it took the impact. So nothing terrible. The bumper was not cracked anywhere else. It took it straight in the grille, man. I was like, wow, that's the only real thing that got damaged, really. And so I was real thankful for that. And when I thought about putting in an aftermarket lower grille, it's like they're all wide open. Like, are you kidding me? The first thing that goes through there is going to take out your AC system, if not more. And this factory lower grille stopped it. Okay? So if you're dailying your car, that wide open grille crap, it's no bueno. Okay? It's not going to work. If you take anything to the grill, you're done. You're done, bro. So there was no way I was doing that. And in my opinion, the factory one doesn't look that bad. So, and the paint, this is a daily driver, so the paint's not the best. I try to keep it nice, but it's got rock chips and all that crap on it anyway. So anyway, all that aside, it wasn't going to get a claim for the insurance. I wasn't having anybody else jack with it. I wanted to get it done pronto, so I decided to do it myself. All in, I was about $400, I think, all in. So just under what a deductible would run you. But there again, good luck. So basically, I just sanded it down, used the epoxy on the bumper, filled in the rough areas. I think I started to first sand it down with 180, and then I think I transitioned once the epoxy was on to like 230, something like that. Used the adhesion promoter, put down the primer, and then once the primer, I got 4 layers of primer down, at least 4 layers, and then once that was dry, sanded it down. So I wet sanded the primer and feathered out the edges to where it was completely smooth. It was just transitionless. You couldn't feel any edges or anything. And then just mask off the car and paint it. You just paint it till it looks good. I did, I think, 3 coats of paint, and two, maybe 2.5 coats, if you will, of clear. It might have been, you might have called it 3 coats because it was 3 applications. But I will say that the spray tips on the Automotive Touch-Up cans are just fantastic, especially the brand new ones. But I used the adhesion promoter and the primer. I didn't have any problems with that. There's maybe a little bit of sputtering on that one, on the primer, but it's really not the same thing as paint or clear, so kind of expected that. But the paint and the clear coat came out like it was awesome. Really good product there. And yeah, so basically you're done at that point. I mean, not done, but it's painted and it looks normal again. You have to unwrap the car, of course, and then I did some wet sanding and feathering of the edges with 2500 grit. Maybe it was 2000 grit, 2500 grit, and just kind of sand the areas where I had some overspray because I didn't want a hard line. And then I used a 3-inch wool pad and some buffing compound to blend that all up. Got rid of a couple of spots on the top edge of the bumper that I've always been fighting anyway, so I kind of wet sanded those out. And a little buffing, and I mean, literally didn't have probably an hour in all that buffing and sanding. It wasn't even an hour. So it'll take longer to prep the car and all that than it will be to actually do the work as far as painting and sanding and buffing or whatever. So I'm real happy with the job. As you can see, it looks really, really good. It's not perfect by any means, but that's fine. I'm fine with it. It's acceptable to me. I don't think anybody would know any different if you didn't tell them that it was worked on. I don't know what they would, other than it looks newer than the rest of the bumper. That's the only thing, and it'll age its way in once I start driving it again. So, and then it's like I said, for the chin spoiler, I ended up with an MMD V2 chin spoiler, which I thought looked the best for this body style. The Roush ones have been done to death, and I don't like the way they mount, so I went with another version that kind of gives you that Mach 1 kind of look, or kind of an S550 feel, I think is what they were going for with this chin spoiler. But anyway, I like it. Didn't have any problems installing it, really. Let's see. I used a product to protect it called C-Quartz Deluxe. I've used it on other stuff. It's a plastic and rubber UV protectant coating. It's good stuff. So I went ahead and put that all over it before I installed it. I'm going to have to do another application because it's a little streaky, but I'll see if that just comes out on its own or if I actually have to reapply. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to get that on it right away because that's plastic and it's going to turn chalky and all that crap. So try to keep it nice. Like there again, I believe in putting on products that are going to maintain its life. The car is ceramic coated. At some point after that paint and all that cures, I should probably put a little swath of ceramic coating on that lip just to help it a little bit there. But other than that, guys, this is what I did. It took about 4 days in total as I just worked on it an hour or two in the evening as I would get parts in. I had to wait for everything to come in, so I was kind of doing this and waiting for that. And during these times, I didn't think I was going to get it done in time to go back to the office full time. I've been working from home, so I was able to receive shipments and that kind of thing. So yeah, I can't see giving it to the body shop for this. It looks really, really good. I've gotten a lot of compliments, and I'm pretty happy that it turned out as well as it did. I hope this helps you guys get some ideas of what you can do in your own garage. Wear PPE, that you don't breathe fumes. Go down and get you a proper mask for using aerosols, as that's a different type of mask completely. It's not the one you're using now for just walking around in public. It's not the same thing. You need a real paint mask. Has dual canisters, those kinds of things. So this whole project, this is pretty, this is replacing stuff with brand new. The front of it looks brand new again, at least the lower half. The bumper itself, not quite so much, but it's as good or better than what it was when I started, and I'm really kind of digging the new chin spoiler. But anyway, just an idea of what can be done in your garage. And if you're not comfortable with this kind of work, don't do it. But I would suggest, if you're interested in it, get something and try it. Maybe you have a car you really don't care that much about, and it wouldn't really hurt you to run around in primer for a day or two if you had to. I went to the store once or twice in primer while it was in primer mode, and I just put some blue tape over it to kind of help protect it, so nothing happened to it. It's fine. So it all worked out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Stay safe. Please like and sub, all that good stuff, and see you next time.